you learn who your real friends are, who your real family is. Not real family, but you know the family that's going to be there, who are in support.
Not real family.
I mean by that. I'm just going to set my teeth on that one.
Right. Oh, where's my tea?
Right. So y'all, we got to get her a mug. Like, look at this. Right, cheers. Yes. You want to get them a dab for the coffee too? I think sometimes we just forget that we're still human beings. Yeah, I think it's important that everyone should know their status. Knowing your status is the first step to really kind of having that conversation. I think it's important we learn how to tackle stigma and get rid of it. I think it's such an extremely amazing thing that I get to do this every day and meet such great people and learn their story and share some of their story with the people that watch us every day. To remember to stay hopeful in victory.
Okay. I gotta go.
Sorry, y'all. Like my cousins and my aunts are here. But welcome back. Welcome. Good morning, y'all. It is Monday, and I hope y'all feeling blessed and successful. Today, I've got my special host with me. It is actually my cousin, one of my favorite cousins. I got many cousins. I love all y'all, but this is one of my favorite ones. But let me go ahead and introduce myself. I'm Dusty Lion. This is the Hopeful and Victory channel. So let me start you off with a jab of that coffee. Ding!
Hi, everyone. My name is Kendra Jones, and yeah, as he said, I'm his favorite cousin. And
oh no, she holding back. What you got going on in your life?
What do I have going on? I just moved back home.
Hey.
Yay.
Wait, where from?
Wisconsin.
Whoa,
yep,
bro.
I was up there for a while. The election got real, and I said, it's time to go. No, I'm just kidding.
Like, I gotta get out of here. Hold up.
No, but I just moved back here, and I'm starting grad school.
Yep.
So I'll be starting that actually next week.
Oh.
Wish me luck, pray for me.
Congratulations. I didn't even know that, so congratulations. What are you going for?
Master's in business.
Right on.
Yeah.
All right, sis. Okay, sis. So let's go ahead and cut to the shits. Y'all already know what y'all here to talk about. We're here to talk about HIV, sexual education, sexual prevention. I actually kind of want to spend this week talking with my family on how they took my diagnosis, because not only did it affect me, it affected the people around me who was my support system in any way, shape, or form. So let's go ahead and start with that. Like, when you found out that I was positive, like, what ran through your head?
I think initially I was just like, what? No way, like how? Like, I had a lot of questions, and I'm just like, you never know, like, if it's comfortable to talk to that person about it, like,
yeah.
Because I didn't find out from you, you know, so I was just like,
Wait, how'd you find out? Because I talked to Tip. Wait, I didn't talk to Tip. This is Monday, y'all. This is Monday. Right?
You know,
okay.
you know, our moms are all social butterflies.
Yeah,
they like to talk to each other, you know, and that is how I felt.
Girl, did you hear what happened?
Right. I was like, what? No way.
Yeah.
But I just remember being like, I have so many questions, and I wasn't sure if I could like reach out to you to talk to you about it, like, because you have to give people time and make sure they're comfortable, and so I was like, okay, I'm gonna wait till he comes to me.
Yeah.
And so that's what I did.
And honestly, like, I think in that time period, I wasn't utilizing all of the resources that I had around me, i.e. my family. Like, I was one of my friends, I was with my mom, but like, I didn't know, like, myself, because not only did I tell my mom that I was HIV positive, I like told my mom that, hey, I'm bisexual, that I like guys and I like women. So like, of course she, as a parent, parents know that.
Yeah.
But I think she didn't hear it from me. So sorry, y'all see like us looking down. Her dog Chicago is over here. You want to pick her up and show her?
Hey, baby. Hi, you want to say hi?
She's so pretty. Look at her.
Hi.
And she's so nice, y'all.
She's like, give me a kiss too.
She got little balls in her little ear. Like, I'm pretty sure that shit hit her like a brick wall.
Right, all at once, right?
Yeah. Because she was like quiet, and then like I'm like, oh, I never heard her be this like silent before.
Yes.
As the type of person that she is, I was just like, oh, something's wrong. Something's really wrong. Like, I really fucked up. But it was just kind of like, no, like, you gotta step in her shoes, and you kind of gotta understand how that person feels. You gotta step in your shoes. And I think with myself, I wasn't going to other people when I needed the help, even though it was there, because I myself wasn't ready to really talk about it. I was kind of forced to talk about it, essentially, you know, and I wasn't ready.
Yeah.
So I was like, man, I wish I did better on my side, because I think when you go through something dark like that, it really helps build a stronger bond with everyone around you. I don't know if you knew, when I did the guy that I contracted it from, he actually graduated that week, and then he ended up telling all of his friends, and then he actually shared it on social media, like on my campus. So so like I ended up like deleting like my Facebook, my Snapchat, my Instagram, and I think I came back home. I came back to Tiff's place on Thanksgiving, and I think you were there. Everybody was there. That was when I had like my green hat, and when I came back, I actually just went. I think I just went upstairs. I didn't even like. Come upstairs.
I remember that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I like straight up shut myself off, and I was just like, I'm not sure why though. Like I feel like.
Initially hearing about it, I was just like, again, like I said, I was like, wow, like so many questions. Do I talk to him about it? Do I wait for him to talk to me about it? And so for the longest, I was just like, I'm gonna wait. But in my life personally, it made me want to be more protective in sexual activities.
Yeah.
Like 100%. And it's so easy to not be.
Because it'd be good.
Right?
Still be good. Protect it too.
Right.
I like the hard way.
So I was just like, okay, like in that moment, I was like, all right, I need to do a better job of like protecting myself.
Yeah.
Because like just me seeing you in that element and that state, because like you know me and you.
Like my Gemini twin.
Yes.
So like her birthday is before mine, just a year before mine, but we twins.
Yes.
We're legit twins. So if you get me, you get this, you get the best of both worlds. So you get the best of both worlds right now.
Today.
On your face. T.
Okay. So yeah, just like to see you be so different. But I was mature enough to understand, like, I'm not going to go and invade your space.
Yeah.
I'm going to wait for you to talk to me about it. But it was just very different. I'm like, it's my cousin. It's like one of my favorite cousins, and he's just so different right now. And I'm like, I'm gonna give him his time, and just to see you like now versus then is just like. Wow.
How is it? Like, I would love to hear this. Like, is it good or bad? Like, because I can definitely say I'm different now.
You definitely are. You're like a ray of sunshine, like all over.
Oh, I appreciate that. I like that too, don't I? Thank you guys.
You was ugly.
We both like
3
that.
hours ago.
I was ugly.
So I told you I was gonna let them out.
So wait, so funny story about this. Like, I didn't have a haircut. Like, I just got my haircut. I'm clean, but I was ugly as fuck. And then I was sharing this story with her. And it was like, don't tell nobody though. She's like, oh, we gonna put you on blast, sweetheart. And I'm just like, well, you know what? Here we is. So I'm gonna own it. But you know, yeah.
Like Drake said, I only love my bed and my mama. You like, I only love Luna and what?
My bed.
I only love my bed and my Luna. I was much more protective in my sexual life after learning about like your situation. And again, it's so easy to like witness it and talk, like understand that like this is somebody's life and this is going on with them, and then it just hits close to home because like you're a really close family member, and it's just like, okay, this can happen. You know, it's like you hear about on TV, in the entertainment world, and then it happens very close to you, and you're just like, wow, okay, this is a real thing.
Yeah.
And so I just took a lot of time to like educate myself about it, understanding like even outside of HIV, like what else am I susceptible to?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, what else is out there?
Yeah, and so I was just like, okay, I'm gonna do better.
But the important part is, even if you are unprotected, you're talking about it. If you're having sex unprotected, you're talking about it. You can communicate with each other. But it's kind of different in this day and age because there is a thing called hookup culture, which is a one and done. It's a one stop, like McDonald's. Like, yo, I want a Big Mac, I can go get a Big Mac.
Yeah.
If I want some
you eat it and then you're done.
Yeah, you can put in an order and you get that. regardless of what they say, but you got to think about it. When you open up your body to somebody, you know, it's your temple. You know, you got to take care of your temple, and when you're not, when you're giving it to someone else, and they just in your shit, just running around, like leaving mud on the ground, like you got to clean it up.
Yes.
You left with the mess.
Exactly.
And unfortunately, I got left with a mess, but it was permanent, like mud stains on the ground. Like they kind of getting clean, like they shining, they glossing, but they still there. What I'm trying to say is have that conversation, talk about it, speak about it, because like I said before, one out of every two gay black young men is contracted with HIV. Again, I'm not sure that's a national number, but HIV is really, really affecting the young black men severely. And I think it's because, honestly, like a lot of reasons: lack of resources, lack of education, lack of mentors. But there's also the other things that we ourselves need to sometimes own up to, is speaking about it, talking about it, being open to it, allowing that openness there so that we can talk about it. Because honestly, growing up, I never really, growing up, oh my God, because growing up, I used to play with her Barbie dolls all the time. All the time. Like, I'd be like, I go to
our messy room.
Yes. I mean, y'all got your Barbies out? Can we go play with them?
Literally, we would play. And our Barbies would have, Barbie sex.
Yep.
You know?
I had, the Ken doll. I knew that about myself, but I didn't feel comfortable with, telling my family who I can play dolls with, or who I can...
Right.
I felt comfortable with just being myself, but I wasn't comfortable with sharing this side of myself to my family because of the way the world outside made me feel about it. And so... And
the lack of education, like you said earlier. I think a great point that you touched on earlier is just, around the educational piece. I forgot to mention, anytime I'm sexual with anybody, especially, in this hookup culture, I'm like, let me see your papers. And it's so easy now.
Run on receipts.
Okay, I have mine on my phone, easily accessible. You can see when I went to take it, everything that I got tested for. It's just, it's right there, immediate access. And the only reason I ever had the courage to even do that was because, knowing your story, and then, other things that have happened to me in my sexual experience. So I'm just like, you know what? This is my life. And I'm the only one who can control, what comes in and out of it. And so I'm like, let me see your papers. All right, now we can get busy.
So did you have any personal scares?
Yeah. But I contracted chlamydia with someone that I was very intimate with and thought I would be with for all of eternity. And it was very scary, and it was like, whoa. And I remember being I wanted to talk to that person about why did this happen? How did this happen?
How did this happen?
Instead of focusing on, okay, this happened, so what am I going to do? And then also knowing, at the time, the hardest part was knowing that I wasn't a saint either in that relationship. And so I was like, oh, I'd been intimate with other people, so now I got to call them.
This is going to be awkward as well.
Very awkward. It's like your heart gets racing because it's what are they going to think of me? Or how is this going to play out? And I hate confrontation. So I was like, this has to happen. And the person I contracted it from, I told them about it because I was I was a part of an organization that was educating campus about HIV awareness and all those things. And so that's the first time I ever gotten tested for anything. So God knows how long I had this. I have no idea. And I called the person there I don't have that. How do you know you see a doctor?
Did you just self-diagnose yourself? Did you validate yourself?
Right. Ever since that happened to me, and then later on in life, I was in a very serious relationship right after that for a long time. But even in that relationship and learning about your story, I was just I need to do a better job. Him and I constantly got tested, even though it's we trust each other and you still have to do it and you still have to talk about it and so.
It's not to catch you up or anything.
Okay.
It's just
it might be to catch you up.
that could be. We ain't gonna demonize you for that.
Right.
You gotta do what you gotta do.
Right.
But
it's for me. I need to know that I'm good. even if you don't want to go, you know?
Yeah.
So.
And it's just an example. It's that you can talk about that confidence.
It's you open the door already.
Mm-hmm.
And so anybody who wants to talk about it and like if they want to be educated about it, not that you can speak for everyone in your community, but still like let me share my experience with you.
Mm-hmm.
That's great.
Yes. And I think that's one of the great things that I will be talking about in a tip later this week was just how we need more Black leaders. We need more people to kind of step up, because I think growing up myself, not having a father figure, I really was confused as far as how to be a man in college and how to find that. Mm-hmm. And so I really felt like I wasn't fulfilling myself, I wasn't satisfying myself, and I wasn't owning all of me. And when I started to learn how to do that, the hard way, of course, everything just got easier. Everything just got really, really easy. I wasn't hurting people. I wasn't hurting myself. I was succeeding. Yeah, there's some ups and downs. There's still ups and downs right now, goddammit. I mean, nothing's not perfect. Just because I'm in front of you. Yeah, right? Yeah. Like, just because I'm in front of you and I'm like right here and we doing this doesn't mean I'm having my issues. I'm probably at home crying at night over some boy or whatever. I'm not. Never crying over.
I be crying. Y'all be crying. Y'all be hurting me. But it's okay. I wake up the next day and I let it go.
I know that's right, sis.
Life's too short.
Yep. Okay. Yeah. It really is.
Right?
Talk about those things that are uncomfortable. Talk about those things that are weird. Because when I was thinking about doing this with my family, I'm like, oh man, like I haven't really like talked to my family about like my status, like this side of me, like this is all like new for me, like, because I've been inviting all these like random people in my world, you know, and then like I sit here and I'm like, man, I haven't talked to my family about this. I haven't shared something I feel really proud about with them, and I kind of want to dedicate this week just doing that. Yeah,
I think it's so important, and like when you think about, I'm real spiritual, or I'm starting to become.
Hey, I know that.
Like, what's the revelation in it?
Yeah.
Like people get bogged down in like, why me, and why did this happen to me, and blah blah blah. Oftentimes things happen to you because you're meant to tell your story. So the 7-year-old little Dion out there, you know, who's battling everything that you all ever went through, and now you're making it public, right? And he can look at that and feel like he can target his energy somewhere, and to know that like he's not weird, he's not different, and it's very impactful and inspiring to when people tell their stories, and that's why it's important. Like, that's why things happen to you. We're communal people. Share your story. Tell people how you feel, and keep moving.
Yeah.
Period.
Shit, that shit hit home. It really did.
That's why I told you, I was like, man, I'm so proud of you. Like, everything that you're doing is so inspiring. Like, beyond inspiring. I'm like, wow. Because it takes so much courage, and then like, with the platforms we have today and social media, it's like, it's unreal the impact that you can have. And it's like, what is your purpose in life? Like, everyone's always seeking to understand like what that is. Remember we talked about this when we were in Boys Town.
Yep. We had a deep ass conversation.
And I was like, oh, look at him doing his thing. And I'm just incredibly happy.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not sure what this is. It just feels right.
Right.
And it feels good. It's fun. And I'm not sure if it's helping people. I hope it is. And if it isn't, I'm just glad to just be able to kind of take that torch and carry it in a way that I think it should be carried. Like you said, be the person that you needed when you were younger.
Exactly.
Like I feel in that really. Yeah. Shit, that just got deep as hell, y'all. Like I'm like over.
Somebody shed a tear out there.
For real, but
this moment.
This is why we talk about it, because it's important that we break the stigma. Which brings me to kind of like how you been like going in your personal life. I'm kind of dancing over here. Your personal life, what do you do to kind of educate others and kind of break the stigma, just not around HIV, but even around sexual education and sexual prevention?
I just talk about it very openly.
You're like, I'm just over with that shit.
Yeah,
that's the only way.
Yeah, it's like, especially with my girlfriends, because those are the people that I could be most relatable to, because it's like, this is my story as an African American woman, and I'm sure you go through the same things, and just being like very open about like, hey, I've had an STD before, and this is how I lived through it, or hey, like, you may want to protect yourself. If I'm hearing them telling stories, I'm like, because this happened to me, or like, or sometimes I'll be like, you just never know, like, you know.
Like, this is what I thought at the time.
Exactly.
Like, no, don't
exactly.
do this.
Yeah, and just being open about it, and then sometimes me just facilitating that conversation, being so open. I had one of my friends come to me, and she's like, how do you have the conversation about like, let me see your papers? And I'm like, you just do it.
Just do it.
Because you care about you, so do it. And if the person is like taken aback, you know, obviously facilitate that conversation where they can receive the information.
Yes.
But at the end of the day, I still need to see your papers. It's important.
Run in and do what you want.
Exactly. So yeah, that's my take on it. I think because I do that so open with other people, they become more open in their individual lives, and they're like, okay, well, Kendra tried this, so let me try it out a little bit, or let me tweak it in the way that works best for me. But at the end of the day, like you said, education spills over into all people's lives, and so the more you know, the more you can educate somebody else on it, and maybe they're like, exactly, like, keep doing research, going to figure out things, since I learn new things every day. I just told my sister, I was like watching a video about like, how did HIV start?
Yeah.
And I was just like, what?
Let's help our community, because it's sad that like it's affecting African American men, and then it gets even worse into the research, because then it's spewing to affecting African American women. How is it affecting them? In some cases, it's because there are men out there who aren't talking about this, who aren't receptive to the information, and they're spreading it, or they're not getting treatment. There are men who are on a down low. That's still a thing. Like, men who are incarcerated and they get out, you know, they're still involved in a heterosexual life. Those are real things. And those are things that we need to talk about, because they still happen today. Yes.
When I was watching the documentary,
I like your nose.
Thank you.
There you go. Show them. Get it up, put it in their face. Yep.
Wait a minute.
Yeah.
How do they do on the videos? Like,
Come look at it. Like,
right?
Don't look at my nails. Look at hers.
Just got them done for New Year's.
They're pretty.
But thank you. It was about like how HIV went unnoticed for so long in the United States. Imagine if we had social media then. How quickly we would have known about it, and how many lives that were sacrificed, you know, like lost because doctors didn't understand like what this was, and like
how it spread.
Exactly, because people weren't talking about it. But like you said, communication is key. And the faster we talk about it, the quicker that people can start working to alleviate whatever that issue is. Period in periods. Like, you hear about gun violence on the news like every day now, and like people are protesting, people are signing petitions, people are going down to the courts and fighting this thing because it's so open now. Versus back then it wasn't. So people were noticing that like, this is not okay. So yeah.
There was just an Instagram video of this judge in, I think Tennessee.
Oh, yes.
And he was like, I'm tired of seeing a black man
killing a black man.
And then the comments were on there like, somebody commented on there like, listen to this white such and such talking about this and that, like pushing the agenda. I'm like, yo, no, he's spewing facts.
Yeah, it's like, as mad as you want to be that it's coming from someone who doesn't look like us, he's telling the truth. Now,
Thank you.
I didn't agree with his point on, like, black people are killing each other more than the Ku Klux Klan ever did, because the way that, like, statistics and, like, people doing research back then, like, nobody was counting numbers of the bodies that they were killing.
Compared to now, how it's like,
compared to like how accessible it is today. So I don't agree with his point there. So let me, where your statistics back it up.
Bring it up.
But but to his point, like we are damaging each other. And it's not even just like in violence, it's in lack of communication, it's in everything.
It's
like
a lot of things.
Toxicity and how you grew up, and like that's the norm, and it's not.
And
You gotta break it.
But when you realize the confidence, the boldness that you have, the intimidation that you carry, but you don't use the intimidation to be successful and be better, you actually use all your other skills to help everything around you. And that in the universe vibrates back to you.
Yes.
And
energies.
yes, we could go on, but we could go on with you guys. This this has been a great talk, guys. I'm Dusty Lion. Thank you guys for watching. I really hope you enjoyed this episode. We're going to be having interviews with my family all week. This is the lovely Kendra.
Hey, thank you for having me.
Yes.
I gotta cut myself, so I'm very happy.
We had to get our buck. Yes.
So, yeah.
Well, cheers.
Cheers.
You guys have a good night.
Bye.
Bye.